Hi guys, I'm Calamity Joe. Welcome back to a new video on the Calamity Joe YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. Hello Rafa, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to switch screens a second, guys. I want this live chat to be a tad bigger. There we go. Hello, welcome to the stream, guys. We're live. Today we're live on the Calamity Joe YouTube channel. I just found some bone meal. I want to chop some trees down. I want to plant some trees. Do I stream on Twitch? No I don't, Pixel King. I've never streamed on Twitch. I am going to quickly flatten this down a tad. It's a little bit loud. Why does every time I stream notice people just give me the silent treatment, never leave a chat? Why does every time I stream notice people just give me the silent treatment, never leave a chat? I have no idea. Like I wouldn't know. I haven't had a notification that you've been live, to be honest. When was the last time you streamed? When was the last time you streamed? Welcome back, Rafa. It could be your video's just not getting promoted, Pixel King. Because I had it the other day. Sometimes you do have those streams. Like 2 weeks ago, but still. It might just be just how YouTube is. So a couple of days ago, I didn't have a comment for over an hour. I wouldn't say it's silent treatment. Sometimes nowadays, but it's always been happened. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Because my mum's calling me. I'll be back in a second. I'm back, sorry. Yeah, sometimes with YouTube, YouTube doesn't promote your stream that well. So I had a similar thing last year where I would stream for like an hour or two or three. I get like 100 views, but I wouldn't have anyone comment. And I wouldn't say it's silent treatment. Sometimes people just don't comment. It's a bizarre one. I ended a stream a couple of days ago because I was streaming and I had a comment. I didn't have a comment for over an hour. It made the stream boring. That's what I thought, guys. It made my stream boring. If you get what I mean. But looking at your channel, I can have a look why that might be. It could be, for example, it could be that some of the previous streams were only a couple of minutes, but that's That could be the reason, but I don't know. YouTube is bizarre. YouTube's a bit like TikTok. But yeah, I don't stream on Twitch because I don't really like Twitch. I've always thought YouTube was the best place for streaming. But I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure what's the best for streaming. But also, how are you, Rafa? And how are you, Pixel King? I feel sorry. I feel rude. I haven't asked you guys how you are. Only 7 days till Christmas. Only 7 days till Christmas, guys. Seven days. 7 days, guys. 7 days. So, you've got another 7 days of videos from me. You guys will have another 7 days of videos from me for in my survival world for Christmas. Because 25 videos, 25 days. But I will probably continue it and give you like an episode every day up until New Year's. Yes, 7 days till Christmas. There won't be a stream tomorrow, guys. There will not be a stream tomorrow. My stream has been a little bit buggy. Is my stream live, guys? How long have I been streaming? Well, I've only been streaming for 7 minutes. Is my stream live? It's giving me Doctor Who clips now. All it's giving me is Doctor Who clips. Which, I'm not going to complain, it's Doctor Who clips. Ooh, pardon me. Right, I want to... something that I would really like to do is go and replace some spruce saplings around. Ooh, pardon me. But yeah, I do apologise for going AFK, guys. I got called downstairs over a shortbread cookie. Although it was tasty. I do love a shortbread cookie, guys. Shortbread's lovely. Right. That's good. No, let's just plant a tree here. Oh, okay. It actually spawned in. I didn't think it would spawn in then. So, I want to replenish. Over the years I've constantly come here to get wood. So I would love to replenish. I would love to replenish the trees that I've chopped down over the years. I thought we'd go on an eco-friendly route. I thought we'd be friendly to the ecosystem. Right, so we've got a couple of floating trees. We've got a couple of floating trees across here. We'll climb up and we'll wait till we get some more saplings. There we go, so now we're chopped down. Any more? Do we have any more floating trees? We have that one, but I can't reach that one right now. What I'm going to do though, just to kill the time for a couple of seconds. Well, not kill the time. I'm going to jump in and jump into bed. Maybe Nightbot. I think Nightbot's commenting too much here. I'm just going to fix something a second, guys. I'm back, just making a slight... I made a slight change. How do you change things nowadays? There we go. I'm back. Sorry. There we go. I've changed it. I've taken out the the 8K thing, and I've instead swapped it out for a book promotional piece. And the QR code that I put in, guys, takes you to my book series. It's a genuine. It is genuine. It takes you to my books. Right. Why am I running this way? I need to go back and get those saplings. Oh, we've probably not got any now because I walked away. Thank you to the people who subscribed, by the way. We were aiming to hit 8K by my birthday, but as of right now, I do not believe we are going to hit it, because I think it's too close. I don't think we're going to hit it because I think it's too I can't see us picking up 330 in the next 9 days. So because that's there, we could use that to fill the water in. So I'm just going to run over here for 2 seconds and hope we've got a bucket. I don't, but we've got 3 iron. We've got enough iron to make one. Hold on. Boom. You can't make buckets without a crafting table. That's unfortunate. Like, you should be able to do that. That's something I think you should be able to make without a bucket. What happens if you don't have any wood and you need a bucket? I don't know how forests. I don't know how like forests are actually laid out in Minecraft, but oh. But replanting trees is a good thing to do, I think. So actually, we won't put that one there then, for now. We've picked up another sapling here. We could put one here, I say. Perfect. Is this stream live, everybody? I don't know if it's live. I can't see anything in the live chat. Unless I'm just blind. But that generally might be the case. If you're here, comment boom. If you're here, comment. Actually, no, let's not do that one yet, because we probably can get some more saplings from that. Right, this looks quite nice now. It actually looks. It looks like a wood again. Obviously, we've got rid of a creeper explosion that was right here, and connected it up to that lake to make it look slightly less. To make it look slightly like it. Okay, we picked up another tree. Just waiting to see if we get any saplings from here. Then we can place one there. I want to know, because something I really like about Minecraft is basically places that you can't see on the path. So can you see this on the path? You can, but it looks quite nice. Look, you can't see the mansion from here. Old apps used to have light apps. Did they? Hello, Fire Sunflower. Welcome to the stream. Right. Right, let's quickly go see. I want to see if this drops us any saplings. I want this to drop us some saplings so we can plant a couple more trees across here. Just to re-wildlife the area. Hello, Sigma Squad. Welcome to the stream. Let me just zoom in the live chat a little bit more, guys. I need to zoom in this live chat a bit more. Like, I'm really struggling to read my screen this morning. This afternoon, I mean. Thank you to the person who subscribed. That's really kind of you. We're aiming to hit 7,700 subscribers soon. Yeah, hello Sigma Squad, and hello Fire Sunflower. How are you, Fire Sunflower, and how are you, Sigma Squad? Ooh. I'm just waiting to see if this tree does anything. I wanted some saplings from it, but I don't think we're going to have... Oh, shoot. Sorry, I just smacked... There's a biscuit tin underneath my desk, and I just smacked the lid off with my foot. Right. Some more saplings across here would look nice. We're just basically replenishing this area a little bit. Pardon me. I ran out of bone meal though, so... Unless we have some bone meal in this chest over here, which that would be amazing. But I do not believe we do. We have two oak saplings. Right. What else do we have? We have everything by what we want. Hello, Arian. Welcome to the stream. We need some more trees placed back here, I think. But actually, let's pop down here for 2 seconds, because I know there's a bed in this tent. How are you guys? How are you? I'm really good. How are you? Let's go this way. That's good to hear. Thank you for joining the live stream. Right, let's go this way, guys. Let's go see if we can find any like spruce saplings at all. Let's go see if we can find some spruce saplings. Hello, doggy. I want to look for some spruce saplings. We've got a random spruce tree over here. I found some oak. The oak might come in. The oak might come in useful. If you want to know, this wasn't actually a beach. This never was actually a beach. Doing that means I can place that. Well, I was sprinting over here for a second just to see if we got any more spruce saplings just hanging about. Nothing. No. No. We've got acacia saplings and some spruce. Hello, Dr. FFE Wonton. Joe, do you have do you have aura? Depends what you mean by aura. Because what you would say, what you mean by the word aura is completely different to what I would mean by the word aura. Well, we can go and plant some more trees now. Yeah, hello Dr. FFFifu. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, how is everybody on this stream? So aura, the word aura means that you have this, so the best kill you have done in your world. I once was aiming to kill a creeper and a pig just walked out of nowhere and took the arrow instead. It's one of my favourite clips I've ever got. So I was playing Minecraft and I was about to kill a I was about to sniper a creeper. I went to sniper a creeper that was on top of a roof somewhere. I was on the top of my mountain, and a pig just suddenly appears, just suddenly walks down and appeared straight in the way. Can I say hola? Hola. I can say hola. Yep. Right, let's just quickly... We're planting some trees to make this area to I chopped down a lot of trees over here. I got to be careful now because I know there's I know that over here... I know I made this over here, so... Did you know there's a new binary? It's called ternary. No, because I have no idea what it is. I know what binary means. Binary means like a connection. So binary in terms of biology, binary in biology is like male and female. Which is why people that are called non-binary don't identify as a gender, so they call themselves non-binary. That's what that means. It means that they don't identify to any gender. That's what binary means. Hello, hola is hello in Spanish. Yeah. They're saying it would be used for artificial intelligence. Yeah, but binary means male, female in a context. But that's what they say in Doctor Who. Binary, 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 binary. Which is what... Yeah. Have you heard the meme of Japanese is easy to read? Well, to some people, yeah, it is easy to read. I personally find it hard to read. If I see something in Japanese, I can't read it because to me it's like hieroglyphics. But that's because I'm not knowledgeable on the subject. I wouldn't know, Dr. FFFU, because I don't know anything about computers. As long as it turns on and I can write my book on it, then that's all I need to know about them. As long as they can run my video editing softwares, then that's good enough for me. It's mainly other people that need it to run complex codes and things like that. I personally just think as long as it can run my editor, then I'm fine. Hello, Everything Gaming. Welcome to this room. But it is true. But it's like ancient Egyptian, Aryan. It's like ancient Egyptian. Ancient Egyptian was language was pictures, which is why they call it hieroglyphics. There's a yeah. It's like it's an interesting. I personally don't understand how pictures are a thing, but you know sometimes pictures are easy to understand. There we go, guys. So we're just I've replenished these trees. This flat plane over here will now have trees on it. But I'm coding a software that's for music. So you're coding in a software that makes music. That confused me. Hello, Egg. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, Bubwo. You've changed your name too, so I probably need to remember that. But I'm probably going to call you Egg because that's what your name. That confused me then when you said you're coding in a thing for music. I'm like, well, that's not coding then. If you're making music, that's making music. That isn't coding. I've always wanted to make a score. So Bubwo. Okay. Alright. Well, it's just a... I said it right. It's not Bubwoo. If it was Bubwoo, it would be two O's. So yeah. That's the thing though. Sometimes I sometimes nail people's names and I don't know how I name people. I sometimes nail people's names and I don't know how I nail them, but it's because they just sound whatever the spelling is. Yeah, sometimes with names though it's because that it doesn't sound right to them. But sometimes with like even with Aryan, who's in the stream right now. No, the problem I use is tracker code. Use it to create a song. Oh, cool. Ooh, pardon me, guys. I am promoting my book a little bit more now, so I've got rid of the 8K subscriber the next goal thing. I've got rid of the next goal thing, and I've actually put a QR code. We've just used about 4 stacks of trees over there, so whatever happens over there is going to be quite funny. I've replaced the sub goal with a QR code. It takes you straight to Amazon to my book series. It takes you to my book series where. So I thought I'd use it. I thought I'd use it as some good book promotion. My mum said she would teach me animation. What should my first be? Maybe stop motion. Maybe stop motion, Arian, because stop motion is the simplest one. Actually, you should create an animation for a song. Or do it. Actually, that would probably be harder to do. Actually, for a song, if you're trying to learn animation, it would probably be better to start. If you're trying to learn animation, it'd probably be better to start with something simple, like waving your hand. It would probably be better to do it with like a Lego minifigure and waving their hand. Yeah, but that's a different style of animation. That's quite a challenge in animation, Dr. FFFifu. That's quite a challenge in animation to do. I mean, Legend. Hello, Legend. Welcome to the stream. that's quite a challenging animation to do. If you're starting out doing animation, it's much simpler to learn stop motion first, because stop motion is much simpler to learn than digital animation. Because digital animation, you've got to mold it, or you've got to mold it all yourself. You've got to mold it all yourself, and you've got to do a lot more technical aspects. Use Blender, but Blender's still quite a challenge. If you're just starting out, it is free. That is true. It is free, but if you're just starting out, Blender's quite a challenge. It's probably better to learn stop motion first. Stop motion animation is literally taking pictures and then moving. Stop motion is probably simpler to learn first when you're just starting out. Yeah. Bruh, free for those who've got an RTX 590. Well, I've got I had Blender on my old laptop, and my old laptop didn't have an RTX. Well, I should get it again, really, but I can't work out how to use it. I can't work out how to use Blender. You can make like Toy Story style stuff in Blender. I just don't know how to use it. My lecturer was teaching us how to shape on it, but it was so hard to do. I couldn't work out how to do it. I could never get the shape right. Okay, you stop motion because I'm lazy. Well, stop motion is challenging if you want to do it right. So, for example, I always used to do like 13-minute clips, 13-second clips. But it's still a challenge, though. You still got to know what you're doing. It's like Toy Story, for example. Toy Story is yeah. You still got to do You've still got to do certain stuff. Like, even though Captain Sparkles did it 11 years ago, his computer was probably advanced for the time. But it's still a challenging animation to do when you're just trying to start out. Like, when you're just trying to start out, you're not going to be great. You're not going to do something like that straight away. It's like we had a guy in my college class that was like that. Basically, he had to learn the hard way that filmmaking wasn't simple. So, of course, drawing is the same. Yeah, drawing's the same. But trying to start by making an animation like that straight away is very, very challenging. So, for example, I studied filmmaking. I studied film production. We had a person in my uni class that's basically, he thought, yeah, that's 100% true. We had a person in my uni class that basically thought filmmaking was easy. And let's just say they crashed out hard, realising that we had to shoot multiple takes, multiple angles. In fact, I had to shoot 30 takes. Is this Stampy's house? It was Stampy's bedroom. Yeah, I made it as a build idea. But yeah, this guy in my class, he had to direct at one point. He made us do 30 takes each time. Everything has difficulty. Yeah, filmmaking is a lot harder than you think, because you've got lighting, costumes. The lighting's got to work well. The costumes have got to work with the camera. All that stuff is really, really challenging. All that stuff is like really, really challenging. And I had to do a music video for a college assignment, so I had to do the lighting. The lighting didn't sit. Doctor Who came up great after the take, but they still shot multiple takes though. They with all those TV shows back in the day, they shoot multiple takes. They shoot from different angles. So even though it looks, when it's edited together, it looks really good, but every TV show that is shot, they shoot multiple takes, multiple footage. Basically, you probably do about 5 or 6 takes for every shot you see in a show. That's probably been shot 5 or 6 times. So this guy in my uni class, he made us shoot 30 takes for every shot. No, not 5 to 10. Yeah, to see which one's better. Well, it's so you've got stuff to cut through as well. So this guy in my class, he made us do 30. He made us do 30, which 30 is ridiculous. If you haven't got it after like 5 takes, it's about 5. If you haven't got it after about 5 takes, then you rework the scene. But it ended up, there was no, sometimes you do it differently. For example, what happened, it was a kissing scene, but the guy made us take 30 takes of it. So this guy, well, this wasn't animation, this was us just filming. And this was just this music video we were filming, and it was 30 takes, 30 kisses. Yeah, but the guy that was directing, he didn't direct them into like different styles or anything like that. So basically, if you've done 30 takes, it's normally because you've alternated, you've tried it different ways. But no, it was the same angle. It was the same angle each time. So it was 30. It was 30 takes. And who was the fucker who had to edit it? I was forced to edit it. So I had to watch the same kissing scene. I had to watch the same scene 30 times to decide which one was the best. And they all looked the same. They were all nicely edited. And I had to watch all 30 of them, and I gave up. I got... Who was the fucker that I said, who was the fucker that had to edit it? Me. I had to edit it. I was forced to edit it because the guy that should have edited it didn't do it. So I was told that you've got 24 hours. And it ended up, I edited it in an hour. But I was rushed into editing it because this guy never did it. Literally, after putting all the footage together, I suddenly looked at it and went, we've got more shots than we've got. Editing is amazing, by the way. Yeah, I love it. I love the film. I love editing filmmaking. I love doing editing for films and things like that. The one bit I hate, though, is when you've done like 30 or 40 takes. Bro had experience seeing 10 kisses before being an adult. I was an adult. I was 21 when we shot this for uni. I was 22. And I saw 30. You should do about 5... For every film, you should do... For every scene, every shot, you should do 5 takes. For every film you do, you should do roughly 5 takes. For every shot you do, you should do 5 takes. So you've got enough to fall back on, and then you move to a different angle and get those 5 takes again. And get those 5 takes again, so you can hop to different scenes. This film, the camera hardly moved. 30 takes, and it was like 30 takes each time. And I said to the guy that was doing the clapperboard, I said, what take are we on? And he showed me, he said 30. I said, this is getting ridiculous. Like, I said to the guy, you don't need 30 takes. Because I was head of the lighting department, so me and the producer were talking outside, because me and the person in my class that was producing, we were talking about it outside, And I said to her, I said 30 takes for one shot is ridiculous. That's too. I said we're spending too much time on this scene, and all the producer, the girl in my class that was producing, said to me, 5. We need 5 at maximum, and it got to the point 30 takes each time, and when I come to edit it, the music video was longer than all the edited footage. It's not wasting time. It's not wasting time because sometimes you need those extra takes. But you don't need 30. Well, ironically, it was the director doing the kissing, which I didn't feel comfortable with. I didn't feel comfortable with that shot. I didn't feel comfortable with the shot because the girl we hired was 18, and the guy that was directing was like 30. And the guy was in my class, and me and the guy that was on camera we didn't like the idea. We didn't like the idea of him doing that take. We wanted it to be someone much closer to her age. We wanted it to be someone much closer to her age. Can you build a KFC house? I'm going to build a KFC soon on here. No, that's not Dr. FFifu because she was 18. But we didn't like that shot, but basically, but when you go to university, you can go at any age. So yeah, technically he's not one of those because the girl was 18 in the shot. The girl that was acting for us was 18. But we didn't feel comfortable with that shot, but just because we didn't like the age. We didn't like the age gap. It should have been that scene should have been done by someone that she was more comfortable with. It should have been. Well, there was 3 other males on the set. Yeah. But the girl didn't feel comfortable with it. And on the shot, it should have been someone much closer to her in age. It should have been much closer. So there was 3 other people on that set, 3 other males on that set that could have done that shot. That could have done that, and we were all much closer to her in age. I think we were all like a year or 2 older than her. Whereas the guy that was directing was 12 years older than her. It didn't feel very it wasn't. I'm getting very heavy DDoS attack, man. What happened? Egg? Is there a song playing in the background? No, it's the Minecraft music through my TV. It's the Minecraft music playing through my TV, because I mute the Minecraft music on here because I used to get I mute the Minecraft music on here because I used to get copyright claims all the time. Because of the Minecraft music, because people that were watching this could get downhill real, especially she didn't feel comfortable with it. Please make it louder. I can't, because if I made it louder, but yeah, the girl didn't feel comfortable with it. Yeah, the girl didn't feel comfortable with it. She was very professional, but me and the guy that was on camera, we both did not want that shot. We both did not want this shot because it was just I felt uncomfortable watching it. It should have been anyone else, just because she didn't feel comfortable with it. Lucky for that editor. What do you mean? What do you mean lucky for that editor? Talking about what? Well, we were talking about film editing. So I was talking about a short film that I was doing, a music video that I had to be part of when I was in uni. A music video assignment, the guy that was directing made us do 30 takes of him kissing the actress for the scene, because he was the only person that would do the scene. So 30 takes, but he did just record it. Well, he had to because it was part of the assignment. It was part of the shot, but none of us felt comfortable with that shot. Like, the guy that was directing was 30 and the girl was like 18, but like barely 18. But she didn't feel comfortable with the shot. She didn't feel comfortable with it. It should have been anyone else. It could have been. There was 3 other males on that set. It should have been any of us. It should have been any of us, because we were much closer in age to her than the other person was. Everyone else was like around her age, or maybe 2 years older. The other guy in my class was 12 years older. Which technically there's nothing wrong with that. It just felt uncomfortable. Well, I wasn't recording. I was doing the lighting, so I wasn't needed in that scene. I was just forced to edit it, and I felt so uncomfortable having to watch that take. Have to watch 30 takes of that, and even in her eyes, it's like, I don't want to do this. Even in her eyes, it's like, I don't want to do this. And I to this day, I'm like, poor girl. Like, she didn't want to do that scene. But but that's what it's like sometimes. That's what it's like sometimes. That music video, I hated. I'm gonna put this guy in a timeout for spamming, because you don't know whether that. There we are. Yeah, it's not luck. It's not lucky, Dr. FFFU. That it's uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable at the time when that scene was shot, and I felt uncomfortable, and I made the joke to my to the guy that was doing the clapperboard, because I was standing right next to him. I made a joke to the guy on clapperboard and said, the takes are done. He's just getting the extra ones in. I wish we could kiss Joe. No. But yeah, that was a horrible experience on set. Well, the worst experience I've ever had on set was that we were told to make lunch. I was doing a runner's job on a genuine short film, and I was told to make lunch, so I made lunch. Once everyone's had their lunch, you can make yours. We had 3 breadsticks left at the end of it, so that all the runners had 3 breadsticks. The runners had a breadstick. Like, of course they picked the fat one. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even eat anything, because I think we only had 2 breadsticks left. We only had 2 breadsticks left, and I made sure the 2 younger runners got it. I was very considerate. But that was a rough one. But there's an actress that does that. What's her name? Who played Scarlet Overkill in Minions? Scarlet Overkill in Minions. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock will not eat on a film set. Sandra Bullock, who played Scarlet Overkill in like the Minions films and all that, she refuses to eat on a film, to have dinner on a film set, until she's been told that every single crew member's eaten, because if they run out of food, it means they got to go and get some. Because she was on a film set, she was giving her lunch, and then she found out that they'd actually run out of food, and because it was only the runners that didn't eat, they didn't go and get anything. So so Sandra Bullock will not eat on a film set until after she's been told that everyone else has eaten, because if they run out of food, it means they've got to go and get the star. They can't have the. It means if they run out of food, it means they got to go and get more food, because you can't have the star. You can't have the film star going hungry, but because obviously because the runners are just seen as the lowest in the low, they don't really matter, which is disgusting. Have you guys have heard of Richard E. Grant, right? Was in Star Wars, all these other films, TV series. Richard E. Grant was in things like Saltburn, Thursday Murder Club. A lot of films. Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Age of Innocence. Many films over the years. The Iron Lady, The Hitman's Bodyguard, and a lot of old films. So, Richard E. Grant. Last series I watched was Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's a good series. I don't like the glorifying of drugs though. I don't like drugs being like used as main examples. Films are good. I don't like anime personally. I find the style boring, but that is the problem with films. That's a really disgusting comment, ROA. Hello Jason, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so talking about like films, like Richard E. Grant, he did a statement recently about his daughter. His daughter was working as a runner and got treated absolutely like shit, and then said basically. And what he said about runners. Runners will turn up before everyone else, leave before everyone else, and get paid peanuts, and treated like shit. And his statement about his daughter was that she was working as a runner, treated like shit, and then suddenly they realised who she was. Well, that's alright. His daughter got treated like shit, and then they suddenly realised that she was his daughter, and suddenly they started treating her like a queen. And that is true. It's why Christopher Eccleston left Doctor Who, because he saw runners being treated like shit by one of the directors. He saw working class people being mocked, and obviously Christopher Eccleston is from Manchester. He's from a working class. He's from a working class family. It's like there's a joke in the UK, but it's kind of true. He said the most dangerous type of person is someone that's middle class. You know, they hate the people below them and they're envious of the people above them. I don't know who she is. Yeah, so basically they treated her like shit, and then they found out that she was Richard E. Grant's daughter, and then suddenly they treated her like a queen. And that's how bad the film industry is. That's why Christopher Eccleston left Doctor Who, because they had a director called Keith Boak, who directed the first block of episodes. and he would make people work overtime. He basically would treat runners like shit. There was no health and safety. Can you run? I can run, actually. I ran last night. I sprinted up a hill. I might be overweight, guys, but I can still run. I can still run, guys. I'm actually quite quick. What? I'm rapid when I need to be. Do a Trump impression. Marvel America. I can't do a Trump impression. I will. It was a beautiful person. It was a beautiful phone call. What? I'm fat, but I can still run. I'm rapid. Well, I am. Like, I used to be really good. So basically, if I was playing football in PE in school, if I was playing football in PE when I was in school, if I was playing football in PE in school, I would always, let's just say, even if I set off last, I was always the first. I was always the last line of defence. I could be up by the 1 goal, and if they broke, let's just say my sprint would get me back there before everyone else. My sprint would get me back there before everyone else. So I was quick. Yes. I almost had to do the 100 meters. I almost had to do the 200 meters. I almost had to do the. What position did I play in? Being forced to play in PE lessons. Whatever they shoved me in. So there was no sense of formation. So I was always put in defence. Hey Joe, I'm not going to be able to pull up to as many streams anymore. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I mean, that's not a issue. You're still watching streams. You don't have to. It's not like against the law that it's not the law that you got to turn up to every stream. I have no idea what you're talking about, Man of Steel. Swiss is joining the army. But yeah, talking about football, I was always put in like a centre back position. I was always put in like a centre back position, even though I was tiny. Yeah, I was always put in a centre back position, even though I was tiny. The Russians need you. Nah, Ukraine needs you. You're Swiss Rex. The Ukraine needs you. You're going to eat all the missiles coming towards Kyiv. You're going to eat them. You're going to turn into your dinosaur alter ego. No, he's not Russian. He's American. He's American, which is why he called football soccer. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, so I was always used to put in centre back, but it's because I was fearless. Like, it was because I was fearless, guys. In sports, it was because I was fearless. I just played with this fearless attitude. So which I loved it. Like, so literally, you guys could stand a foot taller than me, 150 pounds heavier than me. But if you had the ball, there was no way. I was either getting the ball or I was going through you. That's generally what I did. I got put in defence because I just didn't care and I was fearless, and I just. So basically, no matter if you're shorter than me or taller than me, way less than me or way more than me, if you had the ball, I was either getting the ball from you, or I was taking you out in the process. And that's generally what I did. That's generally what I did in playing sports. So my parents basically, do I talk to strangers online? Well, do you talk to strangers online? Like, I wouldn't say that's a thing though. I ain't getting grounded. Well, I wouldn't say you're getting. What I'd say there, Swiss, is, do you actually talk to strangers online? You're not talking to strangers online. Well, no, in Roblox, yeah. But if you're watching someone's YouTube live stream and saying how much you love their content, that's not talking online. That's not really talking online. That's really just putting a comment in. I think he's like 14. But that is actually a good. That's a good sign though, Swiss. That's a good sign. It means your parents are actually paying attention to what you're doing. It means your parents actually care about what you're doing. So that's yeah, I said that before you commented. I said that before you commented that. But yeah, that's a good sign though, Swiss. That's a good sign that your parents actually do care about what you're doing online. That's a good sign. But yeah, watching someone's YouTube live stream and commenting how much you like their stream, I wouldn't say that's talking to a stranger online. Yeah, football is an interesting sport, guys. Yeah. Yeah, so we had a guy in my school year. So when I was like 14, I was like 5'1". When I was like 14, I was like 5'1". We had a guy. We were playing PE in a PE football match. We had a guy that was like 6'5". We had a guy in my class that was like 6'4". And I opted to, I knew I was going to have to get the ball, so I sprinted out from the guy, and I was like, right, I'm going to have to get it. I didn't just take the ball, I took this guy out. Well, yeah, because we were talking about football then, and I always bring football into it. I bring football and films into it. I was friends with a 29-year-old man. It was really awkward, I can't lie. Yeah, but that is awkward. That is slightly dubious. Especially Roblox. It depends though with YouTube now. That's why I try and keep my video. That's why I try and keep every sort of video PC. That's why I try and keep every video PC, because I do not know who's watching. That's why I'm always dubious. That's why I don't like when we got people younger than 13 watching these streams. It's like that's why I'm always nervous about like my books when I'm promoting my novel stuff, for example. You know, have I just promoted an 18 rated not? Have I promoted a novel to someone that's not 18? That's always something that's really. ROA is actually 69. I'm 26 long. Yeah. This is basically friend. Well, it is friend. It is. Well, that's the thing that I've always aimed my channel to be as friendly as possible. But really, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I've always aimed my YouTube channel like this because I know what it's like to be bullied. So I'm giving people that are bullied like a safe place where they can feel safe. Do you guys get what I mean? Like, I got bullied a lot when I was younger, so everything I do on this YouTube channel is about promoting anti-bullying. Biologically, I'm 17. Well, that means you're 17. Actually, talking about that, I've been bullied though, but not gonna lie, I feel anger. Yeah, I was bullied a lot. So I was bullied for everything. Being short, skinny, and then I gained weight and was bullied for being fat. Absolutely everything. But I was completely the opposite, guys. It just drove me more. Being bullied just drove me more to prove everyone wrong. It just drove me more to prove everyone wrong. So I love it though. It just let's just put this tree back for now. I hate these trees. These trees do my absolute head in. It just drove me more. Yeah, that's not bullying. That's not bullying. Reads my last one. You identify as a 56-year-old Lithuanian grandmother who owns a bakery and knits clothes in your own time. Oh, in your off time. Okay. Yeah, that's not bullying, ROI. That's not bullying. Bullying for me, guys, was having someone walk over. Bullying for me was have someone walk over, lift me up, and then throw me on the floor. That's true. So obviously, that's something that really pissed me off in the UK about anti-bullying. They say they care, but look, schools don't care. That level, yeah. I had somebody when I got shoved. I had someone walk over. I had someone walk over. They shoved me in a box. They picked up the box, and then threw the box on the floor. And it was just because. It's just because I was really, really skinny. So I was basically basically like lifting up a piece of paper. Well, not obviously, but not that light, of course. Because I was very, very light. I was very, very, very light when I was younger. Like when I was 14, I was probably like 60. When I was 14, I was probably like 80 pounds or something like that. When I was 14, I was probably like 80 pounds. Which is not a lot. But yeah, it was bizarre. I still got a bad back. I still have a bad back from this. Like, very, very painful experiences. But guess what? Everything changes. The only person you should try and be better than. The only people you should try and be better. The only person you should try and be better than is the person you were yesterday. But I would actually scratch that and say the only person that you should try and be better than is the people that wronged you. Even by friends sometimes, I was always nice at some point. Like right now, I stopped talking to them and questioned myself. That's the waste of time to hang around. Yeah. I had it in school. Basically, everyone in my last year of secondary school. So that's like high school in other places. We call high school secondary school in the UK. Everybody started call. When I was in secondary school, in my last year, everyone just stopped talking to me. And the last 6 months of school was hell. The last 6 months of school is hell, 'cause no one talked to me. Honestly, no one talked to me. Look, for 6 months, nobody talked to me at all. Well, bar one person that would occasionally talk to me. But yeah, but that's literally, guys, like, that was it. For the last 6 months of school, literally. Which school? But I'm not going to say that, but in my last 6 months of what you would call high school in other places, secondary school in the UK, but yeah, a lot of the people who were in my school year just stopped talking to me and never spoke to me. That is just a really bizarre thing to start a stream with. High school, elementary school. Yeah, well, we don't call it that in the UK. We call it primary and secondary. So yeah, in my last year of high school, then. Yeah, I asked that, not the address. Yeah, in my last year of, it would be the equivalent of high school. So in my last year of secondary school, basically the last 6 months of the year, basically nobody in my class spoke to me. Yeah, I was basically like, you know, if I spoke to anyone, if I spoke to anybody in my school year, I would get ignored. I pretended that it didn't affect me, but I pretended that it didn't affect me, which I'm very good, guys, at that. It's a bless that you're alone. If you talk starve or attention starves. Yeah, so I said I pretended that it didn't affect me, but it did. Like, you know, anybody that you've ever spoken to just suddenly stopping talking to you. It is like, you know, it's like your soul's ripped out. It is like your soul's ripped out. Oh, I've spoken to you for yeah, we've known each other for 5 years. You've spoken to me, and then suddenly it's no one speaks to you again. Honestly, it's bad for you. Was there a reason? No. Well, one person in my year claimed it was because I was annoying, but it wasn't that I was annoying. I didn't find some of the shit they did funny. Other people in my school year thought it was funny to go around shouting certain words which you shouldn't say. And I didn't find it funny, so I never took part in it, and they just saw me as weird. They all saw me as weird. Yeah, but do you know what? I found out afterwards. Actually. I found out afterwards in this regard. When you leave school and go to college or university, you tend to see more people that are. You tend to, when you're in like college and uni, you tend to see you become friends with people there. You make more friends there because, you know, you're talking with you're talking with people that are obviously are after the same thing you are. You're interested in the same things. You're interested in the same thing, but when you're in school, your interests are perked by not everyone's interested in the same thing. It's a really interesting point of view, but that's what I tended to find. But all you got to say is fuck no to bullying. Like, why bully someone? why bully someone? Like, makes me wonder, why bully someone? What makes you wake up in the morning and think, see that person there, I'm going to make his life feel like shit today? Do I know the Sidemen? I don't know them personally, but I know who they are. But yeah, bullying makes me laugh. I'm like, who wakes up in the morning? Who wakes up in the morning and goes, do you know what? I'm going to make this person feel like shit. It just makes me, honestly, it makes me laugh so much. Oh, why? What makes you, because want to be cool, bullying others? Yeah, and half the time it's because they're insecure about something, so they take it out on other people. Especially, well, online's an interesting one. So I've got a weird analogy for cyberbullying. People that cyberbully don't have the bollocks to go and do it to your face. So 30 years ago, if you wanted to bully someone, you had to go and do it to their face. But now you can do it with off. 30 years ago, if you wanted to bully someone, you had to go and do it to their face. But now you can do it online. So yeah, so for example, say you got bullied from someone. Say the person that's messaged you online and giving you a load of shit. Say they're like 5'1". Say they're 5'1", and they're tiny. They can bully you by the safety of their own behind their screen. So they can bully you. They can bully you by the safety of their screen. Would a 5'1" person, say someone's 6 foot, and they're being bullied online by someone that's 5 foot. If you go and bully someone online, they're protected. Online, they're protected by the screen. Is that 5'1" person going to go and bully that 6 foot person online? In person, no, because the 5'1" person stands 30 centimeters shorter than the 6 foot person. So if they bully them in real life, it's going to be a mockery. Someone that's 5 foot trying to bully someone that's 6 foot in person, they're going to get absolutely slated, because if they get punched, they're not going to fight back, are they? So if you're unwilling to bully someone in their face, why are you bullying them online? And it's because you can do it by the safety of a screen. Well, technically, Swiss Rex is right in a way, because it's technically where you're born. So I had a person on my stream recently that said they're Russian, that they were born in America, but they're Russian. I'm like, well, if you're born in America, you're American. He went, "Colt, on paper." I'm like, but the paper is the only thing that counts. Like, if your granddad's Russian, it doesn't mean you're Russian. They're still Italian, yeah. Like, for example, it's the same in the UK. It's the same in the UK. If, say that, so there was a lady in my uni class that was African. Her daughter here. So she's African, but her daughter's, because it's where you're born, not for. You think you're doing law? Cool. Or away the lawyer. Rather be a lawyer and a private investigator. ROA, the private investigator. PI. Hey, that's a good TV show. ROA PI. Sorry, that sounds like ROA pie, but PI means like private investigator. I love I love a line in Gotham when they talk about that, about Jim Gordon. You some sort of PI now, and then you hear Harvey Bullock go, "I would make a kick-ass PI." I love TV, guys. I love TV shows. The last TV show I watched was I watched a little bit of CW's Supergirl last night. I haven't watched it in a while, and I watched a couple of episodes of season 4 because I really enjoyed season 4. Season 4 of Supergirl is about alien rights. Yeah, season 4 of Supergirl is about alien rights. The whole point is that they've allowed aliens to live, refugee aliens to live on Earth as American citizens. And a man called Agent Liberty wants to change that because he's horrible. He thinks it's wrong and the alien should be forced away from Earth or executed. It's a really good show, and you can tell what they based it on. But I really enjoyed that season because everybody you thought was good was bad, and everybody you thought was bad was good. So, for example, like the president, in that series, you think the president's a good man, and right at the end, you find out he's actually in Lex Luthor's pocket. This commander that's absolutely horrible for half the season, you actually find out that she knew nothing of what was going on. Oh, it's a great show. I really liked season 3 and 4. Season 3 and 4 were good. Season 5 was good. Season 5 was pretty good, but it got ruined because of COVID. Because of COVID taking off in Canada, where they shot it, they had to rush the last episode. So they had to, the first 2 episodes of oh, sorry. The thing that ruined season 5 for me is the fact that COVID caused them to have to do the series finale in season 6. The first episode of season 6 ended up being what should have been the last episode of season 5. Someone called me that in college. They used to sing my name, Joe with the big back. And they used to call me the chairman of the Bundesliga because there was a joke that I had a fat ass. Which I don't, guys, but there was a joke. There was a joke and people used to sing that when I was in college. People in my college class used to sing that whenever I entered the room. It was. I used to love the Bundesliga. Well, the Bundesliga's good. It's just there's only Bayern. It's really only Bayern and Dortmund. Leverkusen. You've had Leverkusen last year. Not last year. Year before. Sorry. You had Leverkusen the year before. Oh, of course, but Leverkusen lost the Europa League final of that year. They lost it to a former Everton player who I absolutely went through the roof that Everton sold. Whether the claims were true. No. I don't really watch soccer anymore. Yeah, I watch it. I watch it. I watch football occasionally. I only really watch it when I only really watch it. I only really watch it nowadays when there's like a Champions League match. If there's a good, if there's a Champions League match, if there's a Champions League match, I might occasionally watch one of them. An FA Cup match, but with football, I just watch Everton. Well, I'm gonna watch Everton Saturday night. So there might not be a stream Saturday, but there will not be a stream tomorrow, guys. There will not be a stream tomorrow. Yeah, I only really watch it when Everton are playing, so there won't... Right, what are we doing? But yeah, talking about it, guys. There won't be a stream tomorrow. There won't be a stream tomorrow because I have booked tickets to watch Avatar: Fire and Ash. I've bought tickets to watch Avatar: Fire and Ash, so instead of streaming, I'm going to be sat in the cinema for 3 hours. I've bought the first ticket. I bought the first 2 tickets to go and see Avatar: Fire and Ash in my local cinema. Stream there, I can't, Swiss. I would probably be kicked out. It's illegal to film at the cinema. And I really want to watch this film and get arrested for piracy. No, I really want to watch this film, guys. Like, I'm absolutely stoked and like really excited to go and see this film. It comes out tomorrow, so I was lucky enough that I bought the first 2 tickets to the first. I bought the first 2 tickets to the first showing in my local cinema. So I will probably have my usual. I'll probably have chocolate buttons, a can of Pringles, popcorn. The film's on for 3 hours, so I better buff those. I better smack those snacks out. I better crack all those snacks out. I can't wait to go and I cannot wait to watch that film. I'm so excited to see it. It's a trailer came out the other day calling it the greatest. It's apparently going to be the greatest film. My dad, I'm going with my dad because I was going to buy tickets and my dad likes Avatar as well. So I bought my dad a ticket as well. Yeah, which is why I muted the mic. But yeah, I cannot wait to see this film though. The trailer looks amazing. Hi, Mr. Gus YT, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's going to be so weird when the last one comes out because the last one's not because Disney have pushed the dates further and further back. By the time the last one comes out, by the time the last one comes out, yeah, because they've delayed and delayed the films. Disney's delayed and delayed them, so this one should have come out last year. This one should have come out last year. Avatar Fire and Ash. Avatar 4 should have come out in 2027. It's now going to come out in 2029. The fifth one should have come out in 2029. It's now coming out in 2031. So, by the time Avatar 5 comes out, it would be 22 years after the first one. So, for example, I was 7 when the first one came out. I will be 29. By the time the last Avatar film comes out, I will be 29 years old. By the time the last Avatar film comes out, I will be 29 years old. Because the last one's not meant to come out for another 6 years. So Avatar 4 and 5. So yeah. If any of you guys were born in like 2007, 2008, so you were basically a year or a year or two old when the first one came out. Like, and you're going to be 20 by the time the last one comes out. But yeah, like, I was 7 when the first one came out, and I will be 2008. Yeah, so you would be 21 when the second one comes out, when the last one comes out. No. You would be 23 when the last one comes out. You'll be 23 when the last Avatar film comes out. You'll be 23 when the last one comes out. Literally. Basically, you'll be the same age that I am now. You'd be the same age that I am now when the last one comes out. Which is... Yeah, so Avatar, by the time Avatar comes out, you know, the first Avatar film came out 16 years ago. 16 years ago. I was 7 years old when the first one came out, guys. Like Star Wars, for example. James Cameron, it took him 13 years to do Avatar: The Way of Water. Just because it took him so long to get that footage right. For many, many years, it looked like they were never going to get it shot. For many, many years, it looked like Avatar was never going to get shot. But I'm glad it was shot, guys. Because I'm glad it was shot because I love that film. Guys, I'm getting rid of the next skull. I've got rid of the next skull 8000 thing. I've got rid of that. I've got rid of the next skull. The next skull 8000 thing. I've got rid of it. Instead, I've replaced it with a QR code. I've replaced it with a QR code, guys, and it actually takes you to my science fiction novels. It takes you to my science fiction novels, guys, instead of a message about the sub count, about hitting 8,000 subscribers. I'm going to leave it like this now, so basically it's basically a way of promoting my book a bit. So whenever I do a video about promoting my book now, I'm just going to leave this QR code here. It's just a video stating about my book writing stuff. Do-do-do. Da-da-da-da. Zay-zay-zay-zay. 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 Za-za-za-za. Do-do-do-do. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, no, Europe doesn't slander immigrants, Swiss. Europe slams people that enter illegally, that enter places, countries illegally, like America does. Europe slanders people that enter illegally. They don't slander all immigrants because immigration is legal, and immigration as a concept is people that are legal and illegal. It's the illegal ones that they moan at. It's the illegal ones that they moan at. America's a bit different. It's basically it's just anybody that enters the US, whereas the UK is just the UK's had enough of people like coming across in dinghies, and that's the difference. So I find the Make America Great Again thing. I find the Make America Great Again movement just bizarre, because America is a great nation. In creating the Make America Great Again, in creating the Make America Great Again campaign, they also created the illusion that America wasn't great. Because in the illusion, America is a great nation, and it always was a great nation. It always has been a great nation. But the MAGA movement had to invent the idea that America wasn't great anymore to create the movement. It's like Andrew Tate in The Matrix. In fighting the Matrix, Andrew Tate also created the Matrix. So he's blaming the Matrix on his on his arrests. He's blaming people on his arrests, but also he had to invent the Matrix first to complain about his arrests, because it's not a Matrix. It's not a Matrix. America made inflation. You are aware that every country has inflation. You are aware that Mexicans didn't create inflation. Every country has inflation. Inflation is where the prices go up. Inflation is where the prices go up. The prices go up every year. Every 10 years or so, the prices have always gone up. The prices have always gone up for centuries. What we paid 30, 40 years ago for something is different now. Inflation always goes up. Inflation will always go up. So America blamed the Democrats. Basically, if the Democrats are in power, they blame the Republicans. If the Republicans are in power, they blame the Democrats. It's not Latin American people that cause it. It's the American government themselves, but they'll never admit that it's their fault. Do you get what I mean? You can't be if you're in Britain. If you're in Britain, you're British. So yeah, America's a nation that very much will never admit to its mistakes. If they make a mistake, they'll blame the other party. That's always been the case. Like the Democrats blame George Bush, but then as soon as the Republicans blamed Obama, right? They've always blamed each other. Do you get what I mean, Mr. Gus Whitey? America's a very much an interesting nation where they always blame each other for the issues. Like they never America never decides what the root of the issue is. They just blame each other. So it's not that the Democrats caused inflation. Inflation is caused by numerous factors. But every political party in the United States will just blames each other, because it's easier to blame the other party than admit to the change. It's like the UK's been doing it. The UK's done it recently, Mr. Gus YT. The Labour Party that won election in July 2024, the Labour Party claim they inherited a £24 billion black hole, where basically they had £24 billion that they needed to make to stay in, to not go into debt. Basically, what the Labour Party did is exactly what America does. The Labour Party just blame... Oh. Is Russia's going to collapse? Yeah, Russia might collapse. I don't think Russia's going to collapse, but... You know, Russia partially brought that on themselves. You know, they invaded Ukraine, and that was Europe and America's way at the time of stopping the war. Helping out financially. Yeah, so talking in a regard. Yeah, the British Labour Party did it. They blame the Conservatives, so the Conservatives and Labour keep blaming each other at the moment for everything that's gone on. Now I like China. You're American and you like China. Interesting, because America hate China. America hate China because they think they're trying to edge them as the world's most powerful superpower. Isn't it interesting? Not back then, Joe. Hello, Igson. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, talking about on that regard, though, guys, like, the people don't only the government. Well, no, they partially hate them because China's spying. So, have you seen what happened in the UK recently, guys? It emerged that Chinese companies were it emerged the Chinese government were using fake companies to spy on the British government. Now everyone's welcome with a visa. No. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the government. Basically, the UK have brought out a security thing recently about China. The UK brought out a thing about China recently about security because over risk of spying. The MI5, the British spying service, had to bring out a rare warning about Chinese spies to the MPs because they found out an MP got thing by it emerged that he was canvassing for companies and it alleged was spying. It's a really interesting point of view, but yeah. The UK at the moment are really... Josh, you saw the reel I sent you just with your PM being kicked out of a bar. Well, yeah, because a lot of people are pissed off. Yeah, can we just remove that comment, Swiss? It's for the internet. Yeah, okay. There is a context, but that's quite a strong word to use. But I will not remove it because you have yeah, I'm not going to remove it because it has context, but if you hadn't put that bit underneath, I would have had to remove it because there was no context. Yeah, I would have had to remove it due to no context. Thank you to the person who subscribed, by the way. We are 35 subscribers off hitting 7,700. My dad was was breaking down the history of racism in the USA. Yeah. But America thinks on just a divide. America's a very divided nation. If anything, America should be split down the middle. America should be split down the middle recently, and it should be called the United States, and underneath it should be the Southern United States. Just like Britain. What do you mean just like Britain? Britain isn't divided. Yeah, Britain ain't divided. Britain is very united. It is, yeah. Britain's very, very united. Yeah, Mr. Gus YT. America. No, it's not. It is. Britain's very much a united nation. It's. Have you got that off? Something like. What news channel have you got that off? What new? I know you would have got that off in some sort of news channel. Which news channel did you get that off? None. Yeah, because a lot of American news channels are very a lot. I nearly said biased, but they're not biased. A lot of American news channels are very exaggerated, so they over-exaggerate the news. United Kingdom is not. At least America's still top one. What? America says it's the top one, Mr. Gus YT. America says it's the top one, but America's a very much a propaganda nation. America's a very much a propaganda nation. America likes to think it's the best, but when it comes down to it, some of its history about being the greatest isn't actually true. So, for example, America thinks they ended slavery and they made cars, which they didn't. Portugal, the first country to abolish slavery was Portugal, over 100 years before. Cars were from Germany. There's quite a few historical things that America think they did and they didn't. Like, for example, filmmaking. America didn't invent film. Film was actually invented by a Britishman. Film was invented by a British photographer. It's really interesting. America claim credit for things that they didn't do. It's a really interesting point of history. Hello, Habdil, welcome to the stream. So, for example, the current US president claimed credit for COVID vaccines when it was the first COVID vaccine to come out was British. And it's a really interesting thing. The current US president, he likes to claim credit for things that sometimes he hasn't actually had any involvement in. Especially the COVID vaccine one. Goodbye, Swiss. Thank you for watching the live stream. Sorry, I didn't see your comment because I was referring to that a minute. Goodbye, legend. Have a good rest of your day. How's it going? I'm really good, to Habdul. How are you? But yeah, America's an interesting one, which they sometimes take credit for things that they haven't actually done. Like, World War II. America claims that they ended World War II, which World War II, yes, they played a part in the end of World War II, but Great Britain made a lot of sacrifices. Great Britain went bankrupt. Great Britain went bankrupt to stop the Germans. They threw everything at it for 2.5 years alone. They suspended classes during COVID. During Corona, they had to though. The UK government had to do that during COVID, due to the fact that the virus was so bad. You know, people were dying everywhere. Of all the things, well, my friend has in a room over there. He's built Yeah, there will be no stream tomorrow. There is no stream tomorrow. Due to the fact that I will not be here. I will be in a cinema watching a movie. How many people have watched this stream today? It's been it's been a 237. It's been a much quieter stream. Well, I hope you enjoy the movie at least. Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. Yeah, I'm so excited to see it after seeing some of the new trailers. They brought out a couple of trailers the other day, and I watched one of them, and it was prepare for the greatest saga for the greatest chapter of the greatest saga in history, of the biggest saga in history, and I'm like, I can't wait. It does look like whatever happens, I want you to. I love Jake Sully's line. Jake Sully says something in the film. Somewhere in the film, Jake Sully says something along the lines of. He says something along the lines of. Whatever happens, I want you to promise me that you'll keep this family safe. Forever. So it makes me wonder whether he'll die in this film. It makes me wonder whether he'll die in Avatar 2, in Avatar 3. For him to say that to Neytiri is a really interesting line. It's a very interesting point of words. It's kind of like C-3PO. It's kind of like C-3PO saying in Star Wars, "What are you doing there, 3PO? Taking one last look, sir, at my friends." It's kind of like C-3PO saying that in Star Wars. Like, something's gonna happen. And if something doesn't happen, I will be surprised. If something doesn't happen, I will be surprised. Can you use it on Legacy Edition? I have no idea. I don't think it does work. But yeah, like with like Avatar, everybody, like with the Avatar films, I'm 100% convinced that Jake Sully's gonna die in the new film. I'm 100% convinced in the new Avatar that Jake Sully's gonna die in Avatar 3. So I'm watching it tomorrow. I've not seen anything about it yet. I've not seen any spoilers, rumours. But I've just got this belief that Jake Sully's gonna die just from the trailer. From the line, I want you to, whatever happens, I want you to promise me that you'll keep this family safe forever. So I know that I've got a feeling there that he's going to die in this. I've got a feeling that he's going to die due to the fact that he just said that. He said that in the trailer. Like, no one says that unless you surefire know you're going to die. No one says that if you surefire know that you're going to die. So, it makes me wonder though, what will happen in Avatar 3? Whew. Guys, I'm going to end this stream because my screen's mucking up. So thank you for watching. And I'm gonna end this stream now. Hello, Lightning KB1. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, my stream keeps crashing, guys. So my stream's crashing. So I'm gonna end this stream. So thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next ones. Bye.